Okay, so what game have I been playing a lot this week? Well, this week I've been going back to the classics. I've been playing STERN's Scramble. Scramble is a side-scrolling shooter. It was a game released back in the arcades in 1981. Its original developer is someone you may know, Konami, but it was manufactured and distributed by Lejac in Japan and STERN in North America. It was the first side-scrolling shooter with force scrolling and multiple distinct levels. It was a commercial success, selling about 15,136 arcade cabinets in the United States alone within 5 months of its being released in the arcades. It did actually have a sequel. Most people may be more familiar with the sequel, called Super Cobra. Now, Scramble back in the day didn't have a lot of ports on any of the major consoles. Scramble did appear on the Vectrex. Now, you were talking about a raster game on a vector machine, but actually it worked out pretty well. Now, there was a handheld version of Scramble by Tommy, but the shooting and bombs were just one button. You couldn't do separate bombs and shooting, but there was a much better port of Super Cobra by Entex. So it's really a phenomenal machine. Entex did a lot of good machines back then. Now, later on in life, Scramble did appear in some other forms. Most notably, Scramble did appear on the TI-9948 just a few years ago, and if you had the F-18A enhancer board, it really looked like the arcade game. It really was a really good port of Scramble. Now, Super Cobra did appear in a couple of consoles as well. But overall, as far as fun factor, Scramble is very challenging even to this day. It is a fun game. Your goal is basically to take your ship to fight off the Scramble invasion, and you have to basically get to their main base, destroy their base ship in the city, and then the levels will repeat. It's only got 4 levels, but again, it was the very first machine with that type of force scrolling in one direction and distinct levels and having the end boss. So this game again was released back in 1981, and of course you can play it these days in MAME emulation. You can still find the handhelds on eBay. They're getting a little bit expensive. The Super Cobra is probably the better of the two. There was one other home port I almost forgot about, and it was actually on the Entex AdventureVision, but it was the Super Cobra, not the Scramble. The Super Cobra, it was done very well on a very primitive machine, the Entex AdventureVision. So that's my game of the week. Tune in next week to see what Glen's playing next time. Until then, game on, everyone.